What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back at Copart for another Copart walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. So we're going to jump over here and start walking through the aisles and just see if we can find anything that we're interested in looking at today. I already see a nice, shiny, red BMW. Yep, hail damaged. Like I told you guys, get used to that because, oh wow, that is really, really bad. With that said, this is what surprises me. 35 dents on this panel, and this is what I don't understand about hail damage, PDR, all of that stuff. So this BMW has a ton of hail damage. Well, my fiance's Mustang GT also has a ton of hail damage. So you know what it's got to be? It's got to be the price, right? The cost of the vehicle, the value of the vehicle. Because what is this? A 2016 X3? My fiance's Mustang is still, I'm sure it's worth a good $45,000. It's only got 4,000 miles on it. It's a very unique color combination. So that's what it is. You know, all these dents on something like this, well, that's a total loss because the vehicle isn't worth as much. But on something that's over $40,000, suddenly there's a lot more room to work with before you total it out. But it still surprises me. It really does. It still surprises me that the insurance company came back and said, yes, even though you've got 5,000 dents, we can PDR this. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's no way, man. There's no way you're going to be able to PDR this. We'll see. We'll see. It's actually in the shop right now. I promise we're going to do an update video at some point. Once I have the cars back or they're totaled, one way or the other, when it's all concluded, I'm going to come back and I'm going to make an update video. And I'm going to show you the Raptor as well. I've had a lot of you very concerned about the Raptor. We'll get into all of that. But as of right now, it is up in the air. You know, my PDR guy looked at the dents and on the Mustang, and he's thinking somewhere around 14,000, but that's subject to change. The Impala, my adjuster said he was thinking around 7,500 in damage. There's no way, guys. The Impala is probably totaled. I don't see any possible way that the Impala will not be a total loss. But we'll see, because this is what's interesting. The Impala is probably not worth more than $10,000. But the damage is said to be around $7,500. Well, that makes it a total loss. But here's the thing, my adjuster, he said, I'm pretty sure we can get this in and get it PDR'd. For the damage, the PDR, $7,500 to repair on a $10,000 car. He thinks it can be done. And I'm like, I used to, if the damage exceeded 50% of the value of the car, it was automatically a total loss. There was no fixing it. It's done. So things have obviously changed. Things are not the way they were the last time I had to file a claim, which was many years ago. It's been a long time since I filed insurance on storm damage. So everything currently is in the air. I don't know what's going to happen. They might fix the Impala, they might fix the Mustang, or they might total them both out. Your guess is as good as mine. I was looking at this little Infiniti and I saw some hail damage and I was like, that's not bad. I like the car. I do. I like the looks of this little car. This is what, a G37X all-wheel drive, but then I saw it's actually wrecked. So there's more than just the hail damage. Yeah, this is a G37X all-wheel drive. It's got the bigger engine. These things are nice. But with the damage there plus hail damage on top of it, yeah, not interested in that. I even put my bag down, man. I was ready. I thought we were going to look at that car. And no. Nope, I'm not going to do hail damage plus body damage. I'll do one or the other, but I ain't going to do both. These things are so interesting. One of these days, I'm going to buy one just to bring it to the channel because you don't see these on YouTube, and for good reason. There's honestly nothing interesting about this at all. This is a VPG, and I don't know what that means. I have no idea. What I know is that underneath, these are Fords. All right, they're Fords. So here it is. It's a VPG MV1. What does that translate to? That translates to this poor thing has just been left open to the elements. It's rusted at the bottom. This isn't going to be the one. See, somebody scrapped this for parts, and that happens a lot. So these are typically fleet. Oh wow, there are giant spiders living inside of this too. These are fleet vehicles, and they're handicap accessible vehicles. They're designed to carry people from appointments and back home, and things of that nature. They're handicap accessible vehicles. It's a really interesting idea. And when they decide to quit running, typically they're just parked in the back somewhere, and anytime another vehicle needs parts, well, they come straight to one of their old ones in the scrapyard and they steal all the parts that they need off of it. And this one has had a hard life. I don't know what the miles are on it. CNG. Oh wow, that doesn't want to open. There's your natural gas, and tons of rust on this one. This has got to be a northern car, because this would not rust out like this in Oklahoma. Never. There are mouse turds all over the floor. The rocker is gone. There's nothing left. The bolts for the seats missing. See, the seat's not even bolted in. I don't want to get too far into this because things are living in here. Take a look. Take a look at that. Spider webs, man, all the way up. Yeah, instrument cluster is missing. It's got windows. It's got all kinds of pieces missing, guys. Is that a wasp nest? Wow, that could have gone badly, couldn't it? I didn't even see it. There we go. Okay. Anyway, one of these days, I'd love to find one of these that's. You're going to be hard pressed to find one in decent shape, but I would love to find one that's not totally trashed. I would love to try to get one of those running and get them back on the road again. I always thought they were really interesting vehicles. Let's continue and see what else we got. Lots of hail damage. I'm going to try to look for other things other than hail damage because, honest to God, I am getting bored of the hail damage at this point. I want to find cars that are not riddled in hail. Here's more of them. We must be in the storm damage section. Well, that one obviously was in a wreck. So was that one. So I don't know. I don't pretend to understand how things are organized here. I don't work here. I just get the privilege of coming out here and walking around and checking out their inventory. So, wow, we've walked through all of this. We've walked through all of that. Good Lord. All right. Well, I guess it's time to go out into the main yard. You know the routine. We're going to walk through these and just see what we've got. I said in a previous video, a lot of these cars are, I call them repeat customers. They're really not repeat customers. I don't know why I call them that, but what I mean is they're the same cars that have been here forever. And it's very strange. Used to, all of these cars, they rotated, man. They were in and out very, very quickly. They didn't last long, you know? I love the Genesis hail damage. I'm going to avoid that one for now. I'm going to avoid an Impala. Unless I see another SS, I'm going to avoid Impalas as well, if I can help it. But it's just like so many of these cars that I'm seeing out here, they're the same things that have just been sitting here forever. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Seems like a lot of cars. Perhaps, I said in a previous video, maybe the insurance companies are just not letting them go. You know, insurance companies are expecting top dollar for their cars. And unfortunately, the salvage auction has no control over that. If they don't get to choose how much to sell the car for, the insurance companies do. And if the insurance company decides they want $20,000 for a car that is only going to bring $10,000 in the current market, well, I guess they just keep relisting it over and over again. So we're going to walk these aisles and we're just going to see if we can find anything new, anything interesting. And if we do, well, I'll stop and look at it. But I have been known to miss a few interesting vehicles. You guys have called me out for it in the past. So if you see something that I've missed, definitely drop a comment below and say, hey, next time you go back, could you take a look at this particular car? And if you really want to do me a solid, tell me where it was. Like, in the video, if it was at 22 minutes and 37 seconds, put that in there. Tell me it was sitting next to a blue Mustang or to a purple Honda Accord. You know, give me something to go off of so that I'm not out here just wandering around the lot trying to find one vehicle out of thousands. See what I mean? So far, just, yeah, nothing all that interesting. Just your normal run-of-the-mill vehicles so far. I do like the Audi though. I'm gonna avoid it, and I'll avoid the Volkswagen as well, or the Volkswagen, I think is how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. If you're German, comment below and tell me if I did that good or not. Volkswagen. I really do. I think that's how it goes. My Challenger is still here. I know you guys are gonna see that coming up here in a minute. You're gonna wonder if I've bid on it or not. Well, I'm waiting. It hasn't come up for auction yet. But yeah, I'm very interested in that because I think we might be able to save the engine in that. The flooded 2021 Dodge Challenger. If I can get that for a deal, you can bet money I'm gonna try. If not, then oh well, it's not that big a deal. It's just a car, but I'd love to see if we could bring a flooded car back to life. We've done it before. Forgive me if I'm walking fast, guys, but I've been out here for quite a while, and I'm ready to get done. And if there's anything left here that's cool to look at, I want to find it and get on with it. And if not, well, then I just want to go home. I love that green on that Camaro. I'm not interested in the Camaro, but I will give it, what is it called, an honorable mention? We'll give it an honorable mention. I just like the color, man. That color's sick. Absolutely sick. Ooh. Looks like it drove under a barbed wire fence. For sure had a bad day. All right, let's continue on. Oh, they've got an old S-Class up there. Looks like a 2000 or so S-Class. You guys can't see, but it's up there. It's not something we can look at, though. Genesis still here. You guys saw that before. That's what I'm saying, man. A lot of these are just things we've already looked at, which there's no point in looking at it again. I do see an S-Class, and I don't believe we've seen that S-Class before. So let's go take a look at this one. This looks like the W222, the one that I had. Oh, it's not. It's a 223. It's a 223. Oh, man. Oh, that sucks. I finally find one I'm interested in. It's got the 3 stripes, the 3 lights, the 3 running lights going down the front, and that's how you know it's a newer generation, because otherwise, good luck telling the difference if it wasn't for the headlights, because these cars look absolutely identical. I think these are these 223s? I could be totally wrong about this, guys. Drop a comment below, because now I'm second guessing myself. These may still be, this may be like a mid-year refresh, you know, mid-model refresh or something on the W222s. Because I mean, honestly, aside from the headlights, these things look identical. The steering wheel is a little different, obviously, but the seats are the same. The gauges look the same. The whole damn interior looks the same. It's just a few minor changes that seem to set these apart from the 2015 S550 that I had. Obviously, this one's a wrap, so we're not gonna waste any time looking at it. I didn't realize the back end was crunched on it because I saw it from a distance, but yeah, not worth taking the time to look at. So let's continue on. We're gonna come across my Challenger here. I say it's mine. It's not mine yet, but I wouldn't be opposed to making it mine. Oh, look at this! Look at this. You guys are gonna laugh. That's okay. I get hated on in the comments all the time because I like weird, quirky, oddball vehicles. This one I think has a leak. It seems to have leaked something all over the place. This one it's really, really rough, guys. A Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. I love this generation, this body style. I'm in love with this. I've always loved this body style of the Grand Cherokee. Now, what happened to it? I have no idea. The paint has literally just baked off of it. It still has all of its plastics, though. Like, they didn't fall off. They didn't break. It's got probably dry rotted tires. You can see this thing had been sitting in the mud. It sank into the ground. You know, these tires are probably flat spotted and no good anymore. But you can clearly see where this thing has been. It sank. It sat somewhere for a long, long time. was just neglected. Which engine? Does it have the 4.0, the straight six, or does it have a 318? That's what I want to know. And I'd love to open the hood, except, you know, I can't remember where the where the hood release is. Let's see if we can locate it here. There we go. Oh, wow. Ooh, well, the mice and rats and squirrels have eaten all of the insulation under the hood and relocated it to a better place, because that is where it belonged. The factory didn't know what they were doing. Jeep had no clue what they were doing. The mice, however, they got it figured out. Sound deadening material right there. Also probably very serious fire hazard. So this is the 4.0. The mice have chewed the plug wires, so or maybe they didn't. Hold on, no, they didn't. I guess we could check the oil. It might be full of water. That's what these were kind of known for, was blown head gaskets. The oil is actually just barely above full. If it's milky, I don't see it. But anytime I buy one of these, any vehicle that I buy that's got the 4.0, I always just assume it's going to be a head gasket, because these things were just, they were absolutely horrible on head gaskets. Let's take a look and see if it's got any coolant. It does. It's actually full of coolant, guys. This might run. Well, not in its current condition. For sure, not in its current condition. But this might actually run. Air compressor, this belt, I mean, this thing's been sitting for... The air compressor clutch still spins. Unbelievable. I wonder what the mileage is on this. It's pouring. Unless that came from another vehicle, it looks like it's pouring something out. This interior is actually almost immaculate. Almost. Look at these seats. Look at the dash. This thing is in beautiful shape, guys. I mean, the headliner is falling. You know what's sad about it? I'm going to tell you what... Hey, I want to tell you what's really sad about this. Look at this interior. In my opinion, it's a beautiful interior. Here's what it needs before we even get into any mechanicals, all right? It needs a set of tires, obviously. Tires are going to be shot, so it needs tires. It needs a paint job. You know, paint job's not a big deal. I could probably get Mako to do it for, I don't know, $600. It's a big vehicle, and it's going to need a lot of sanding. Let's say $1,000. Let's play it safe. $1,000. Let's say $600 for tires. So $1,600, you've got a fresh purple paint job. You got new tires. Obviously, you're going to need a couple headlights. You can find those next to nothing. Some back to black on all of this trim will make all this trim look good again. So, you know, $1,600. You've got tires. You've got paint. All right. Now it's looking good. Of course, we still don't know if it runs. And obviously, for as long as it's been sitting, fuel tank is going to be clogged up. So there's going to be some work to do there as well. But $1,600, how much is this going to run? I don't know. After fees and everything, you're probably going to pay $1,500 for this. All right, so now you're over $3,000 into this. And we haven't even tried to start it yet. Like, the headliner, probably another $250, $300. So, you know, now you're $3,300, $3,400 into it. And again, we haven't even started under the hood. And that's the problem. There used to be a saying, there's nothing more expensive than a cheap Mercedes, or nothing more expensive than a cheap BMW. Just take your pick. The problem is nowadays, that applies to everything. Everything. This old Jeep, as much as I love it, and I would love to have it, it's just, unless the views on this were absolutely insane, and really, who's going to watch a Jeep? Nobody loves these things like I do. You know, everybody thinks these things are junk, and maybe they are. I don't know. It takes me back again. It's kind of my childhood, where I remember seeing these things, and I was like, man, I love those Jeeps. I thought they were so cool looking, modern, yet they still retained some of that old school Jeep look. I love them. I do, and I can't help it. I love the weird, quirky things. So unless the views are really good on this, you know, I could easily end up being $4,000 deep into, I don't like saying the word junk, but into a junk Jeep. Could you imagine $4,000 into this, it could pay off. It's a gamble. It could turn out to be a win when it's all said and done. Or it could turn out that I ended up with a pile of scrap metal and I could lose really big on it. So I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm going to think about it. I normally put a battery on these, but with as much rat's nest as under there, I don't know. It's a 96. Says that it's valued at $250. I'll tell you this, if I could get it for 250 bucks, I'll buy it. Aside from that, I don't think I could spend much more money on this just because of how much of an unknown it is. But if you'd be interested in seeing the old Jeep on the channel, drop a comment, hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see what I can do. So it's on my watch list, and it says the value was $29.95, and it's listed as mechanical damage, which, judging from whatever is underneath it, I can only imagine. Is that coming out of this? Or maybe that came from something else. Looks like somebody cut the catalytic converter. I see wires hanging under it. Yeah, I don't know. I think that fluid actually came from a different vehicle, guys. I do. So, what do you think? Could it be a locked up motor? I don't know. I could check, but I'm not going to. We're going to continue on our way. Let's see what else we can find. It's on my watch list. You know, I'll see what happens, but I'm not going to bid very much on that one, guys. That's just not going to happen. Let's continue. Here is my Challenger, my 2021 Challenger flood car. I hope I can win this one. I really do. I would love to see if we could bring that engine back to life. That would be absolutely amazing. Not to mention, we'd probably be able to make a small fortune on that vehicle. Oh, hold on. No, I think have we already looked at this one? This Mustang over here? Never mind. This thing's crunched in the front and the back. Not interested in that one either. All right, let's keep going. We're approaching the end of the line, guys. I've got one more row to go through, and it's a wrap. So, unfortunately, just haven't found all that many vehicles today. This Expedition, this thing's been here forever. God, we looked at that like, I don't know, six or more months ago on this one. Some of you might remember it. I do. All right. Here we go to the end of the road. Anybody know what band sang that song? Of course you do, man. Of course you do. That song, that was my first dance in, like, I think it was middle school. This was my first dance at Rogers Middle School in, I think it was Nakoma Park, Oklahoma, something like that. I don't remember. I do remember as my first dance though, man. That was really cool. If you could even call it dancing. I still don't know how to dance. I can move my feet around, you know, in a circle, and that's I dance the same way today that I danced back in 1994. So some things never change. Okay, I have to look at this one. We've only seen one of these on the channel. Oh wow! Well, this one's pretty far gone. that one's really far gone. I was hoping it would be in a little better shape. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it broke the transmission apart. The frame rail is ripped off. Look at this. There's a frame rail ripped off, gone. The Honda Insight. One day, this is not the one, but one day I'm going to get one of these guys. I want one so bad. I've always wanted one, and you just don't find them anymore. You really just cannot find those things anymore. And if you do, they're trashed. You know, they've been abused, neglected, and they cost more to fix than they're even worth most of the time these days. Are we going to find anything else? I think we are running out of cars, guys. Well, sometimes I bring you with me. I don't do this all the time, but sometimes I take you guys on these walk-arounds with me, where instead of looking at each car individually, you actually go through the process of hunting the cars down with me. I think it's a lot of fun to bring you with me. And I've seen several of you comment that you enjoy doing it this way because it makes you feel like you're actually standing right with me, going through the yard just like I have to do. So, and if nothing else, it's a good experience for you to show you that, you know, when I post a 30-minute video or a 40-minute video and it's just one car after another, that's not the reality. That's not how it goes. To come up with those cars and get 30 or 40 minutes, I have spent over an hour wandering around, walking the yard and searching for vehicles. You know, it's wrecked in the front, of course. I was getting ready to say it's a Pontiac Vibe, if I remember correctly. I think this is a Vibe. It's another one that I kind of always wanted, just because it kind of has the look of the Aztek, which I like. I know most people hate it, but I like the Aztek. I also like the Vibe, and I believe the mechanicals on the Pontiac Vibe are actually from a Toyota Matrix, so they're super reliable. You get the best of everything. For me, you get the American weird, strange body style with a reliable powertrain. Now, I got one more to show you, and of course, it's all the way at the end. Yes, another Jeep, and it even says on the window, total loss. So here it is, a Jeep Cherokee Sport. Not the Grand Cherokee, just, well, this may not even be a Sport. I don't, it's a Jeep Cherokee. It is not the Grand Cherokee. And it does have some pretty significant damage. The fiberglass header panel is shot. The bumper is shot. The fender is shot. The hood, I believe, is still okay. The pillar took a little damage, but it's fine. A little bit of damage to the door, but overall, not bad. In my opinion, this is an easy fix, but the reason it's totaled is because of how old it is. You know, unfortunately, these things are not worth a ton of money. With that said, these things don't generally go cheap. I have seen these old base model Jeeps go for thousands of dollars, even wrecked, and I don't understand it. They seem to be highly sought after. It's like people are collecting them or something, I don't know, but people seem to really, really love these. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes for more money than you or I would expect it to. It's a 99 Cherokee S, which I guess means sport. Oh, ouch. It's got the 4.0 liter inline six. It is a manual transmission. All right, I mean, that's actually a good combination. A stick shift with the 4.0, that's a good combination, guys. You got your bags blown, steering bag blown. Hopefully this bag is replaceable without removing the dash, and I think it is. I think it is. I think you can replace that. What's the mileage on this? It doesn't say. It's digital. It's digital. Pop the hood. You got the manual crank windows. It's got some nice Michelin tires too. It's gonna need a little work, and I don't know if we're gonna get this hood open. I mean, everybody knows what a 4.0 looks like. I think we might get it open. Hold on. Oh, maybe not. I don't want to get my fingers caught. Yeah, we're stuck real bad on this. I think I just cut myself too. We're stuck underneath this header panel, and there's no way of getting this out without putting something under here and prying this open. So it is what it is. I assume the battery's dead. Let's take a... Oh, it's not. Hold up. Wait a minute. Miles, 221,000. My goodness. She runs. Someone had the air conditioning on high too. A little belt squeak there. I wouldn't expect the AC to work, but it might. A little chirping there. Low washer fluid. It comes with half a tank of gas. AC is cold. So even though we have header panel damage, we do not have a blown radiator or a blown condenser. We also don't have a sunroof. We don't have a headliner in here either. But yeah, that AC is ice cold, guys. Wow. Yeah, honestly, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to have air conditioning. I wish we could pop that hood. I really do. Yeah, a manual transmission and a 4-liter. I would be interested in what this is going for. Kennedy Tire and Auto Service looks like 4.6 of 23 at 219,000 miles. It was supposed to go in, and it's got 2,000 over that. So obviously, they didn't make it. Wow. That is crazy. Can I not get the key out? There's a button. There it is. You got to find the button in these things. I put it in gear. E-brake is on. The only issue with this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Sport is 2-wheel drive and the Cherokee is 4x4. So this one probably isn't going to go for a whole ton of money because it's not 4x4. If you notice, there's no lockouts. And if you really wanted to climb down there and take a look, well, there's not going to be a front axle. There's no 4-wheel drive on this at all. So this one might go for a reasonable amount of money, but without 4x4, I don't think it's something I would even be interested in. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Drop your comments below and consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.